Okay, Sunday, February 2nd, 2024, Brussels, Belgium. I know it's been some time since my last video. I think I had one video around 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, of when we arrived here. It's been 2 weeks and 1 day since we've been in Belgium. And we just moved to the new apartment. I'm actually just checking out of the Airbnb. And we moved last night to a new apartment, and the next video will be from this financial center area of Brussels, what they call Brussels 1000. So yeah, we decided to take an apartment down there because the administration there, I would say, is easier to work with than the administration up here. Everything up here is done in French. They're very slow. There's no sense of urgency or anything like that. Down there, there's more expats. You know, I think this is probably all in the other videos. You know, there's another Alexandra in yoga pants who talks a lot about Brussels, but I'm not her. I'm Alex, the middle-aged guy with a kid and a wife from Ukraine, you know, trying to manage expectations and juggle many things. A little bit different than the yoga pants girl. Yeah, so what have we had to go through? I got my Belgian national number, you know, and how did we do that? How did I get it so quickly? But my wife and baby are still not registered yet. They had to get me first because I'm the one holding the Norwegian passport, you know, the EU citizen. I think I'll just go down this street here. The sun is in the wrong place. So I'm the one who's the European citizen out of the family, and my baby's Norwegian passport, it's still in flux. That's another story, how to get a Norwegian passport for your baby as a Norwegian when you're abroad. That's a whole other sidetrack. But yeah, so I got that, and how did we do it? So I did the classic American thing when you're new in town. You go to church, try to find an evangelical or a Baptist church, go there, you know, and people are more than willing to help. And I've been the helpful guy before, so I'm not feeling so guilty about asking for help, you know, in this situation, especially when you have a wife and a 1-year-old, you know. And we found a Ukrainian, you know, through a friend of a friend there, or through a contact of a contact, a Ukrainian girl, and she's married to another Indian Canadian guy, almost the same thing as an Indian American. And she spoke French, and she went to the administration with us in Brussels 1000. Like I said, it's easier, but not easy. And she opened the conversation in French for us and explained our situation. Then they switched to English, where here in this Schaerbeek, they absolutely refuse to speak any English whatsoever. You know, my wife they had a special contact person for Ukrainians, but that was under a refugee situation, not her situation where she's married to a European citizen. Then they kicked us out of there and said, come back with a French translator. You know, it was, yeah. So every one of these little districts in Brussels works differently. And I think they're trying to just corral all the foreigners into like this 1,000, and you know, there's a few other districts, you know, on the eastern side of town as well, where there's like all this EU stuff going on, but it's a bit far away from where we need to be. You know, we need to be close to the station to get to London every 2 weeks. You know, so you know, we're doing some treatment for my daughter's peanut allergies over there. And we went for the first trip. We already went to London and came back for the consultation, and they did some tests on her and said she's a very usual patient, and we're expecting everything to be very routine, and she'll be able to tolerate at the end of this treatment like several peanuts, several cashews, and then they have check-ins, so it goes every 2 weeks, and then after that it's like every month, and then it becomes like every 6 months. And then like every year, and by the time she's older, she'll be able to eat a lot of nuts and everything. So it's almost, I wouldn't say it's cured, but you can say it's treated. allergies are a tricky thing. Sometimes you can outgrow them. Sometimes, I don't know. They come back and sneak up on you. But, my main concern for my daughter is that she can be eligible for military service in the U.S. She can get an Air Force Academy slot, something like that. Anyway, so we did that trip to London. We came back. We were on that Eurostar. We took the Eurostar. We had to go through this Belgian or Brussels Midi Station. This is there's a lot of stuff in the news about this station. Apparently it's the most dangerous train station in Europe. I didn't see so much danger there, unless you consider people minorities to be all minority people are dangerous. But I mean, there are a lot of minorities, a lot of people who look like me in this train station, so I didn't feel so out of place there. But what was kind of strange there, or I say what kind of stood out, was the smell. The whole station smells like piss. I mean, and the elevators, there is like people peeing in the elevators, puddles of pee everywhere. It is disgusting. I mean, they need Donald Trump to walk through that station and say, this place is a shithole, and then maybe something will change. Donald Trump just has to insult somebody or some people or say something, and he can shake the earth beneath them. So, yeah, probably when Donald Trump does a state visit to Belgium, if he ever does one, I would hope that he visits this Midi station and does his magic, says his one-liners, says his words, like the way he fixed Springfield with the dog and cat thing, and now suddenly, like, Springfield, Ohio is becoming livable again. So, yeah, that's been what's been going on the last 2 weeks. All this like admin stuff. Now I got to find insurance. So the healthcare is different here than Norway. Norway, you just get this national number. You find a doctor who has a free space. Here you buy some health insurance, but it's not like in America where it's $2,500 a month. As my understanding, it's like $20 a month. And then I think the doctors, the way it's described, the doctors are all private here, and then the government just pays for it. So I think this is just some administration charge or charge to make sure you're serious or something, to just take that $20 from you. They probably really don't need it, because you'll definitely get that money back in just one visit a year, getting your annual physical done. So, it's, it's not so bad. I mean, like I said, you just have to manage this French thing. You have to find that's my advice to people coming to Belgium. Just find somebody, go to church, just tell them your problems, and find somebody who speaks French. Have them go with you. Make sure you cook them dinner, take them out for dinner, whatever, compensate their time. And it's just gonna, like I said, they just have to get the door open. Once the door is open, you can get by on English. And I can tell these government administrators were more than happy to speak English. They were all foreigners. They were all like from Turkey, Africa, places like that. They were all from different countries. I hadn't seen any native Belgian people there. So, yeah, that was that in itself was another story. Now, yeah, so how do I reflect on this? This bureaucracy that they have here, because in Norway it was nothing like this. In Norway, it was all done online, and you just show up to the place, you get an appointment, you take a number, they give you a list of papers to have. Here it's, you didn't know if, I had to get documents translated in French, and that wasn't very clear on the website, whether things have to be an official French translation or not. So yeah, I wanted to rewind. I had to go back and get my daughter's birth certificate and our marriage certificate translated to French. And I had to find a Ukrainian French translator on the other side of Brussels. It took me over an hour and a half to get there, and then an hour and a half to get back to get this done in a hurry. I imagine I could get it done, but I had to do it in a hurry, like in a day or two. But yeah, anyway, that kind of wanted to reflect on the bureaucracy here. This is the problem of Europe, is this bureaucracy. Because like, okay, in America, if you move from like Minnesota to Louisiana is the most French state in America. You just go to the DMV and change your driver's license. You just show a rental agreement or that you bought a house. I think you just have to show a proof of address. You know, bank statement even would do it. And you change your driver's license. It's not even that big of a hurry. You can do everything with an out-of-state driver's license. But I'm not even sure why you, I guess because you need something with proof of address. Your driver's license in America is like your, yeah, you have your address proof. It's your identity, I suppose. But you could get by with an out-of-state one for a while until it expires, I suppose. And then when you update it in a new place. It's also your voter registration. You know, so when you register, you get a driver's license, you're also registering to vote in that area. So I think that transfers as well. And it's probably a very loose system because people can double vote in America still. You know, I don't know how the voting is there. I think it is tied to the driver's license. But anyway, it's real simple in America, and here it's really hard. Even as a Norwegian, I had to jump through a lot of hoops. I had to find the right district that would work with me, you know, without having to expend a lot of money or time dealing with all this bureaucracy in French language. And I still had to get some documents translated to French. And I still am having to get my wife and child registered. Now my baby, like I said, her Norwegian passport's a little bit held up because in Norway we have to, I have to send our marriage certificate apostilled from Ukraine to Norway to the tax office and get our marriage registered in Norway. And the Norwegian Ministry of Justice was hacked. So this apostille, which is like a stamp from the government saying the document is real, that's more or less what it is. I mean, you can look up what an apostille is. I'm not entirely sure, but it's something you need to get. And now once our marriage is registered in Norway, I can apply for her passport here at the embassy in Belgium, her Norwegian citizenship. And then she will be getting all the goodies from the system. But that takes like 2 months, 3 months. And she's on a 3-month visa right now on her Ukrainian passport, like my wife. So we have to apply for residency. So by the time she gets her Belgian residency set up, her Norwegian passport will probably come in. It's probably like we're racing against the clock. And then there'll be more bureaucracy to switch over. Like I said, it's not so easy like in the US here. So I think that's where Europe is kind of screwed. They don't have this mobility. It's on paper, you know, that they have mobility. But I still had to prove income and all of this. I had to show assets, you know, place I'm living, all of these things. Like now for my wife's green card, what do we have to do there? So I had to fill out a bunch of papers. I think that's like anywhere. That's like a full-blown immigration, but when she gets over there, it's done. I mean, all she has to do is check in at the airport, and then I think she'll even be able to get a social security number here. We can apply for it here. So then she can go straight to work. She doesn't need to, she can get a state ID card. You know, I guess I would have to go with her because we're gonna probably just buy a house out there, you know, and stuff, and then just show the papers and get a state ID card. But it's enough to even have a social security number. I don't think you really need an ID other than your passport, your foreign passport. It would even suffice. That and you know, showing you have the green card in there, and then you have a social security number. I don't think you need much in the U.S. to get going, but here you need a lot. And I'm in the process of interviewing for jobs, and I still have to figure out how to set up a FOP company. Like in Ukraine we call it a FOP. It's like a sole proprietorship, I guess, like as the US equivalent, or a self-employed status freelancer company. So it's a thing where you are the company, and then you pay taxes, a whole bunch of taxes, and then you got to pay yourself. I mean, I got this deal in Ukraine, and for $50 a month I have a fantastic accountant doing this all for me. I can't even imagine what this costs over here. Oh, here they have some nice beds here. Yeah. I really miss sleeping. You know, when you get a baby, you're not going to sleep if you have a daughter, you're not going to sleep till she's married. And if you have a son, I guess you can go to sleep when you're 16 or something, you know, and you send them off to the military, you know, then you can, you know, at least when they're in training, you get some sleep. Then if they decide to do some high-speed, low-drag stuff, do something dangerous, then you're not sleeping again. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, sleep was long forgotten memory. I have a lot of, so yeah, this is, I'm just walking all the way from Schaerbeek. I'm just following the tracks actually back to the new place. There's just a lot of stuff distracting me now. But yeah, 2 weeks of Belgian bureaucracy and minus 3 days in England. So yeah, we've been at it, so at 12 days, minus weekends. You know, we've had this is the 4th day of weekend. So eight working days. We did a lot, got a lot done in 8 working days that we've been here. Not bad, but yeah, you have to really know how to hack the system a little bit. I mean, that's what was a bit disappointing. It's not, like I said, in Norway, in Sweden, probably in Netherlands. I worked over there, but my company did everything for me, but I think it was pretty easy. Everything is just very transparent, done in English. It's a system, it's a process. You know what to expect. You go in the office, you know, the person working there already has your stuff up on the computer. You know, they know what to do. But here it was hard. Here, I mean, we registered at the embassy. Embassy process was very painless in Warsaw, and we thought everything was already in the system, that we were at the embassy. But the Belgian embassies don't, and the Belgian government don't talk to each other. The embassies are kind of like their own thing, because we did photographs there. We gave our translated documents there. They accepted everything in English. But here in Brussels, it was like we had to start all over. We had to do everything all over again. And yeah, it was a bit hard. But we got through it. It's Sunday. I checked out of the Airbnb, is all done. We're starting our life in the new apartment. I'll give you a tour of that. You know, when the wife has the baby out and we've got it a bit cleaned up. It's I can say we landed on both feet with this one. I mean, there's definitely some pros and cons, but mostly it's pros. Let me see if I can get across the street here somewhere. You know, yeah. So this is our new life in Brussels. And I would say, what city is like Brussels in America? It's like Chicago, like in the city. I would say like the south side of Chicago, like Taylor Street area. You know, I don't know, like Little Italy, Greek town. It's like that. I don't want to cross unless the light's green. I'm not that confident here yet. Like in Norway, I know you know, I take the lights as advice versus as a rule. But looks like I can sneak across here. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like Chicago here. That's what I would say. It's like you're in a city. It could be, I haven't been in Queens or Bronx, but it's like downtown Philadelphia. I would say, yeah, it's Brussels could be like downtown Philly, downtown Chicago. It's a little bit pressed together, but there's some open areas. Parking is horrendous. Parking is really, really horrendous here. I would not advise getting a car here. I think we're going to leave our car in Ukraine. One day we'll go back to Ukraine, but I think though we're looking to go to America eventually, I just don't see myself staying here that long. I mean, it's not good for my girl. You know, I mean, for me, I could manage this. This would be just fine for me. But my little girl needs more open space. And actually, I think that's where American suburbia might not be a bad thing. You know, like somewhere in Wilmington, Delaware. There's a town, Newcastle, Delaware. Then there's, what was the other place? There's Dover, Delaware is up and coming. Middletown. I was thinking Middletown, Delaware. And then suburban Philadelphia. So you have a lot of green space there. I guess we have to drive. We're going to give up the walkability. But, you know, if Elon Musk pulls off these cars, these robo-taxis and everything, self-driving might solve a lot of this. That actually might make the suburbs livable. You know, but I think I would order groceries from Amazon, and then we only have to, like in Ukraine, just drive for swimming lessons and everything for the kid, and just exercise around the neighborhood, you know, go jogging and find a gym and all this nearby. I'm not sure how we're going to manage over there. I mean, I do enjoy the walking in Europe, but this city's very congested. But I heard schools are good. The French schools are good. I heard the, you know, doctors are pretty good. But, you know, there's just no open space here. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we will. Yeah, they have a lot of baklava, a lot of Turkish shops here. That I do like. But anyway, take care, and we will talk later. All right, bye-bye.